So the Object 260, is it worth grinding through every single mission to get? I mean, I think it is, but it has some insane drawbacks. The main one that you are going to see is that this thing will get set on fire a lot. Basically, every single time that you shoot the front of this vehicle, you're probably going to hit the fuel tanks and set it on fire. You have an insanely high chance of doing so, which means that if you do have experimental tier 3 hardening, you should put it on this tank. However, mine's on the 279 and I cannot move it. So we are just going to suffer through it, and I could put config on this tank. However, it then brings me to another point of this is the second fastest heavy tank in the game after the 50B, and I really just want to keep the speed on this tank. So we're obviously using a Bond turbo, we've got a rammer and stab, and then we have firefighting directive with a full firefighting crew. So we have 148.8% to firefighting speed, which means that we should technically only take around about 300 to 400 fire damage if we do get set on fire. Now, another massive issue with this tank is that you can get shot trapped in the turret very easily. You see how this is really, really well angled? Well, if they shoot right underneath, it will actually ricochet down into your hull and then overmatch your hull and pen you. Very cool. And you can kill a 260 very easily by just doing this over and over again. So that is one thing that you really need to watch out for, because apart from that, the turret on this thing is amazing. It's really, really nice. It has a very, very tiny cupola, which you're going to be very, very lucky if you hit. But then at the same time, you just go and shoot underneath here, underneath the gun, and you're probably going to end up penning. Because as soon as that thing ricochets down, you're overmatching it. Not to mention that this tank cannot side scrape in the slightest, because if you see here, this is a lovely flat slab of a triangle. So as soon as you try and side scrape a little bit, you get the Type 5 heavy syndrome where you're now exposing a flat side to your tank. Not to mention that it's a pike nose design, so yeah, you just good luck side scraping. However, you can reverse side scrape, although not super effectively. Just a quick note from Editing Max here. Reverse side scraping is actually a lot better than just frontally side scraping in this tank. And I mean a great deal better. Because if you look at this, this is against 340 heat. If you've blocked off all of this side of your gun, that is a very, very slim shot that they have to hit. And most of the time, they're going to actually go for this part here. Because if you go to the visual model, you'll see that this bit, they're going to think is extremely weak. It's not. This bit is very, very well armored and well sloped. So as soon as you angle it, this is actually becoming about 350 effective. So when they look around and they see this, they're going to probably think, oh, okay, no problem. I'll just go for this part. That's not penning. That is not penning. You'll pen here, sure. But if you then go to APCR, it goes even worse, because if we now go to the live model again, you're not penning anything. Even if you angle a little bit more, your side armor is still insanely thick, and you are not going through this with standard rounds. So yes, heat is going to go through it, obviously, but even then, they're probably going to try and shoot the sides, because, I mean, what would you shoot at? I would try and shoot this. I would assume that all of this bit here is just an auto pen, when only this part, realistically, is an auto pen, right below the gun. Anyway, back to the video. Alright, so our first game, we're on Erlenberg, and I also forgot to mention that the field mods on this, I've actually chosen the left-hand field mod because we're using turbo. Now, you could actually get rid of the stab and go HP turbo rammer. However, the terrain resistances on this tank are not good. Let's just put it that way. They are really not good, actually. They basically limit this tank, so you kind of want to have that terrain resistance available to you, and you want to have the first field mod. So that is another reason why I'm not using HP, because it's kind of not making the tank anything better than anything else. Let's see, can we get some nice shots into this? A little bit derpy. Should be able to get a shot into this crown, maybe. There we go. We have full 40 alpha. Obviously, we're using a bit of, mixture of shells. Most of the time, you want to be firing heat, especially at heavy tanks, because it is a heavy tank, and, the these rounds aren't necessarily going to deal with them the most effective way possible. Especially like in this situation, I'm going to want heat here, and then we can go for the side. Very nice. And I'm probably just going to be staying with heat for the rest of this game, because it's not going to cut it with APCR, mostly. I mean, against the 50 TP, I don't really need heat, but it would also help if the gun could hit something, but... oh dear. I will be able to shoot this guy though. Very nice. I mean, luckily for us, there is only one artillery, which means that we can kind of just play this area without too many issues. I'll load AP here. Just because we don't need heat to go for the side of the cram. Okay, that guy is now dead. I'm now going to push forwards to try and get a better angle on this 50 TP. And we don't quite get it though. I'm going to need heat against this guy, aren't I? I'm also kind of exposing my... that is not a tank that I want to see. That is quite worrying, actually, that Foch B. We need to keep an eye on him. Okay. Alright, we track him there. Let me just move. We're going to go over this. How is the 50 TP still alive, though? But how is this guy not dead? And now he dies after putting 2 shots into us. Interesting. Okay. Well, I want to go for the EBR and Leo. So we're going to go over this side. We haven't actually really done anything in this game. Like, we got 3.5k combined, which is nothing. I've done 2.6. Need to try and find this Leo. Or that. That works too. If we can get some assistance damage, that's going to be very, very good. I mean, there isn't really anyone to shoot them, though. Besides me. Okay. See if we can kill this EBR. Let's go down, see if we can... I don't really want to be shooting. Okay. He is dead. Very good. I mean, most of our assistance is in tracking, so... Let's do a little bit of ramming as well. Oh. I was going to try and ram him to death at the end. I mean, we get 5.5, but that's actually gone very well. Wasn't expecting the SDB there, to be honest. So yeah, not bad. 5.5, 1.2k assistance, I believe... Yeah, pretty much all of that was just in track, right? Yeah. Pretty much everything was in track, which was quite nice. We lost a little bit out to some spotting, but that's good. Well, here we are on Malinovka now with 2 artillery, and one of them being a Batcher arty. Woo! Well, both of them are basically Batcher arties, but one of them's the autoloader. So, very, very fun. Really looking forward to it. I mean, this is where the 260 comes in handy, though, because I will get to the hill before basically every other heavy tank. Like, there is no questions about it. The 277 won't be able to keep up with me, like, at all, especially going uphill. My power to weight is way more than his. Right, let's see if this EBR is being brave and going all the way up or not. He might have just stopped. No. The STB is being great. Where did that shot go? Okay, well, we need to try and take this, try and take this windmill if we can. Because that is actually a very, very important spot. Oh, come on, man. You need to kill that. Very good. Nice. Repair the track. Now, we can try and side... What are you doing? Why are you going side on? I mean... Oh. Okay. Well, our heavy tanks aren't coming with us. We are dead here. I mean, I guess my team doesn't want to play this game. And there you go. That is Malinovka 260 experience. Where your team does nothing. I have a BZ-176 that is camped in my base. Where is he? So I have these two that are just camping and not bothering to help us at all. And then a BZ-176 that is camping the base. Nice. The worst thing is about this is that they are probably actually going to win this. Just because of how dumb designed this map is. Because, oh look, the enemies won a flank. They cannot push. Just the same as if we won the hill, we wouldn't be able to push. It still doesn't change the fact that this is not the correct play. And now they want to push up the hill. Don't play like these people. Go to the hill at the start if you're going to go to the hill. Now, some of you may look at this and say, oh, you're just complaining that you died first and, you know, blame the team. No. If they came to the hill, look how bad the enemy team is. They wouldn't be losing 13-3 if they were good. Like, if those three tanks, the Phase 1, the E-75 and the BZ all came to the hill with us, we could have actually held the hill and killed them. But no. They decided to let the two top-tier heavy tanks die for nothing in return. And then they just sit there. Very cool. I love being used as bait for my team. And the BZ done 0 damage that entire game. He just drove around the entire map, and that was it. I'm going to try this with HP, and we'll see. We'll see how slow it is. If it's too slow, then maybe not. We need to take off this this first one, though. For those of you wondering, these are the field mods that I would use. This is obviously making it the second fastest heavy tank in the game, with this plus 4 kilometers an hour. So that is what I would use. Okay, so we're now on mines, which is... I mean, it's not good, to be honest, but at least it's no artillery. Artillery on mines really does ruin it. So let's go to the spot where we can actually shoot people that are going up, and we'll obviously get there fast enough to do so. It's not that slow. I mean, we were going downhill, mind you. Let's see if anyone wants to try and get up onto the hill. No one? Interesting. Might have a shot on this 140 actually. If he goes forwards a little bit more or back, I should be able to get a shot off. Let's see. We can put one into this guy so that he's a one shot. There we go. He's now, well, not quite a one shot, but it's considerably less health. Hopefully that one went in before I got pushed by the mouse. There's also a T-30 here. This mouse being here is kind of annoying. But we are getting nice side shots into these, which is very, very good. Don't know if we'll be able to get a shot off on this guy or not. Run into him. I'm still worried about this T-30. T-30 just fired though. Gonna need heat to, really? I was gonna say, gonna need heat to go through the side, because if he angles a little bit, it's gonna be a bit dodgy, especially trying to shoot the side bit. I mean, we get 1.8k for free. We should probably back off right now, because this is way too crowded here. Like, that's not really something that I want to be playing with. And what I might do is try and... Okay, no, we don't have time to do that. Use APCR, because that is going to go through objects, and heat will not. I was going to say, I want to try and go to the FE and get to that point, because that point is going to be much, much nicer for me to play with. Okay. That's an interesting bit of accuracy there, 260. Yeah, we're not doing that again. Oh, maybe we are. Oh. A round of applause for the char. Well played. 1-1B is going to be an issue for us, that he is sitting there. However, the 60 TP is easily ammo-racked. Aww. I love trying to ammo-rack 260s? No, 60 TPs. Gonna load APCR right here. Yeah, we don't get the shot off. It's fine. Yeah, okay, I should probably go for the shot here, because this game's already over. 3.7. It's not great, but it's also not awful, considering that we're 20,000 HP difference and 15-1. Good matchmaking. Well done, Wargaming. And just so you know, I don't know how you're going to solve this issue of turbo games being this imbalanced, because skill-based matchmaking is not going to work. It doesn't work in randoms. I mean, what did you match people up against? We got an extra heavy for nothing, basically. Huh? So they got one extra tier 9 heavy, and we got an extra tier 10 heavy. Well done. Yes, that is just phenomenal matchmaking. Well, that was a 260. I think that pretty much showed you everything, to be honest. We got set on fire, which was very fun. I showed you that it's pretty decent. This is probably the best setup for the tank. Although you should probably choose experimental HP if you have it. I, however, do not have the 100 components to keep demounting it off everything. So I am not. And also, you should probably choose experimental turbo as well. So experimental HP and experimental turbo with a rammer, and this thing is going to be beautiful. But make sure they're all tier 3, otherwise it's probably not worth it. And remember, if you are using HP, do not pick the left-hand field mod on this tank. Anyway, at the end of that session we get 3.5k, which isn't great. So, it's whatever. But we also had a really, really bad game in between, so it was okay, I suppose. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy my content, you know what to do. I'll see you all in the next video.